Disclaimer: this is an imaginary story. Please don't relate it with any idol or any other person. It's nothing related to anyone's life. It's pure work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. It's a Notice 7 story. If you are soloist and can't see other members, then this story isn't for you. You are on wrong channel. Watch the story carefully, then comment. Be respectful and don't embarrass yourself. Whatever pics are shown in this story, they all have been taken from Google and Pinterest. The credit for them goes to their real owner. Storyline and voice are mine, so please don't copy that. In a small emergency room, Kim Shok-jin, the head of a powerful mafia syndicate, sat on the cot while tightly gripping its edges. His shirt was torn and blood kept dripping from his upper arm where the bullet had hit him. Kim Taeyang, the second youngest mafia brother, stood beside him, supporting him carefully. He was extremely worried and furious because his young had been shot, yet the doctor was taking far too long to remove the bullet. T. Mad. How much more time do you need? Stitch him faster, doctor. If your hand shake one more time, I will make sure they never hold a scalpel again. Doctor, trembling and wiping sweats. It, 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 it it's almost done. Only the final stitches are left. T. It's going to get dark soon. We will have to return home. Move your hands faster, or pointed his at the doctor's temple. It won't take me even a second to pull the trigger. Doctor, scared. It's almost done, master. Please don't pull the trigger. Jin placed his hand on T's shoulder. T, stop threatening the doctor. Let him do his work. T looked at Jin. But Yang. Doctor, done. The bullet missed the main artery, but Mr. Kim has lost too much blood. The stitches are done, but he needs absolute rest, no movement for at least 2 weeks. If the wound reopened, he will bleed out before you can even reach me. Wrote the prescription. You need to give him these medicines. I have written the doses and timings here. Handed it to T with trembling hands. T took the prescription. Hyang, you heard him. You need complete rest now. From today onwards, you are staying at home and taking care of yourself. We will handle everything else. Jin, fine. Try to stand up. T immediately supported him. Hyang, what are you doing? I'm here, aren't I? Lean on me. I will help you to the car. Jin patted T's cheeks. This is just a tiny wound. There is no need to worry this much. Your hand is very strong. A small injury like this can't do anything to me. Come, let's go home. Our phones were broken during the fights too. Everyone at home must be worried and waiting for us. T gave the doctor his fees. Here is your fee. Doctor, thank you. Let me escort you outside. T, no need. We can leave on our own. As T and Jin walked through the corridor, they suddenly noticed a tiny child in oversized dirty hospital clothes running blindly through the hallway while crying and chasing after a couple who were walking away. Baby, Mama, Dada, no go, Minnie, goodbye, Mama, Dada, fell while running. T immediately ran to him. Hey, baby, are you alright? Helped him stand up. Minnie yanked his hand away and started running again. Mama! Nana! Fell again. T immediately pulled him into his embrace. Don't cry. Minnie looked towards the corridor with teary eyes. Mama! Nana! Nurse ran towards them. Sorry, sir, he disturbed you. Took Minnie in her arms and slapped his arm. You ran here again? How many times have I told you that you are not allowed to come here? Don't you listen to us? Come with me right now. Jin clenched his fist and walked towards her. Why are you hitting him? Can't you see he is already crying so badly? Instead of comforting him, you are beating him. Nurse flinched hard, hearing his deep voice. You are misunderstanding me. Jin, shut up. Don't you dare to lie to me. We saw you hitting him with our own eyes. Looked at T. Take the child away from her. T. Immediately took Minnie from her arms. It's okay, baby. Don't cry. Gently patted his back. Jin glared angrily at Nurse. Whose child is he? And why is he running around here in such dirty clothes? Who were those two people he was chasing? Nurse, sir, you are misunderstanding me. I was just... T. Hank, there is no point talking to her. We should speak directly to the head of his hospital. Jin nodded. You are right. Looked at her coldly. We want to speak to your department head. Quietly take us there. Nurse, scared. This way, sir. Soon the nurse led both of them to the head of the child care department. Minnie was still crying badly while T held him tightly against his chest, trying to calm him down. Jin, mad. What kind of staff are you running here? Your nurse is hitting such a small child and you people don't even do anything about it. Head. Sorry, sir, you must have misunderstood something. Handling this child isn't an easy task. He's very mischievous and keeps running after every couple that comes here while calling them mama and dada. Many patients have gotten hurt because of him several times. T. Aren't you ashamed of blaming such a tiny child? Where are his parents? Head. Someone left him here a few days ago. Jin, didn't you file a police complaint? Head, lied. We did. The police said his parents are dead and his relatives don't want to raise him, so they abandoned him here. T looked at Minnie sadly. How can people be this heartless? Don't they feel pity for such a small child? Looked at Jin with hopeful eyes. Yeah, can we? Jin slowly nodded. Looked at the head. We want to adopt this child. Prepare the papers. Nurse. No, you can't adopt him. He is sick and his illness. Head immediately stopped her. Shut up. Don't speak unnecessarily. Looked at Jin and laughed nervously. What she means, Dad, you can't adopt him immediately because the adoption process takes a lot of time. T. What illness does he have? Head. Lied. None at all. Actually, he is a premature baby, which is why he is a little weak. He just needs proper nutrition and care. Otherwise, he is completely healthy and normal. Jin. Okay, how long will this adoption process take? Head. Sir, why do you want to get trapped in legal procedures? Adoption takes a very long time and there is no guarantee you will even get the child in the end. But if you truly want him, I have another solution. T. raised his one eyebrow. What kind of solution? Head. You seem to belong to a wealthy family. You can take very good care of him. If you help us a little, you can take him away from here forever. Jin. Mad. Are you trying to sell us a child? Head. Oh, no, 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 no. You are mistaken me. I'm only trying to help you. If you don't like the offer, then forget it. T took Jin aside into a corner. Hyang. Jin. I don't trust this man. T. Exactly, Hyang. What if he sells Minnie to someone else? Didn't you see how the staff here treat him? It's better if we take him home with us. We will take proper care of him there. Jin, are you right? But buying a child doesn't feel right to me. T. If this man wants to sell Minnie, then he can sell him to anyone. It's better if we are the ones who takes him with us. At least he will be safe with us. And why are you worrying? If this man sells Minnie or bought him from someone else, we can easily use our men to find out his real parents and reunite him with them. That's not a big deal for us. Jin, you have a point. Let's talk to him. Walk back to the head. Fine. Tell us the amount. Head, 200 million won? Jin raised an eyebrow at his greed. You will get the amount tomorrow. Our phones were broken, so payment can't be made today. Head, then this deal can't happen. If you want this child, you must make the payment today itself. T. Remove the gold chain, rings, bracelet, and Rolex watch. All of these together are worth far more than 200 million won. Looked at Jin. Let's go, Hyang. Everyone at home must be waiting for us. Left with Jin. Nurse. Sir, what have you done? Why don't you tell them the truth? That Minnie isn't a normal child, but... Head. Shh. I killed two birds with one stone. First, we got rid of this burden. Second, we got money too. Threw a gold ring towards her. Keep your mouth shut. No one should know anything about this. Everyone should only know that Minnie's relative came and took him away. Now leave and do your work. Yoongi, walking back and forth. Neither Hyang nor T are answering their phones. I don't know where the two of them are. Cook. Chill, Hyang. Jin Hyang isn't a child. He is the mafia head. He knows very well how to protect himself. And our sniper, T Hyang, is with him too. Come and eat some popcorn. Yoongi angrily looked at Cook. Our hands are missing and all you care about this popcorn. What kind of brother are you? Don't you care about your brothers at all? Cook. When my brothers themselves are mafias, why should I worry? Hobie. Guys, stop fighting. My head is about to explode. Looked at Cook. Will you turn off this music system or should I break it myself? Cook. Why do you have personal problem against my music system? Why are you always trying to destroy it? June turned off the music system. Shut up. Don't argue and listen to what your elders tell you. Yoongi. His mouth is the only thing that works properly. Look at him, shamelessly stuffing popcorn into his mouth. Looked at June. I already told you to not pick him up. You should have left him in the trash can where you found him, but none of you listened to me. Cook looked at Yungi. Excuse me, Grandpa, I am the real child of this family, but I think you are not a member of this family. You belong to the cat family. Yungi, you! Cook took a fighting stance. Come here, Grandpa. I will make you taste dust. June shouted, Shut up! Yang still isn't home. We still don't know anything about them, and you two have started again. Hobie, there is no network here. I will go outside and ask our men if they found any clue. As soon as Hobie opened the door, T and Jen were standing there. T was just about to ring the doorbell when Hobie opened it. The moment Hobie saw Jen's blood-soaked clothes, he screamed loudly. But Jen immediately covered his mouth with his hand and dragged him inside. Hobie, Yang, you came, shouted. Yang, what? Jin quickly covered his mouth. Shh! Don't shout! Pull him inside before removing his hand. June carefully supported Jin and made him sit on the couch. Yang, how did this happen? Yungi, are you alright? Oh my god, there are so many blood stains. Cook, eyes turned bloodshot. Who did this? Just tell me his name. I swear, Yang, he won't live to see tomorrow's sunshine. Jin smiled softly. Relax, I'm fine. First, let's sit down. We have something to tell all of you. Everyone moved aside and T carefully pulled Minnie out from inside his jacket. The little baby had cried himself to sleep. T gently laid him down on the couch. The moment everyone saw the tiny child, they froze in shock. Everyone except T and Jin shocked and shouted, Baby! Jin, shh! He fell asleep with great difficulty. Don't wake him up. Hobie gently touched Minnie's cheek. His face is pale and dry. There is no softness like child. Cook, looks like he cried a lot. Look, his eyes are red and swollen. Yungi gave Jin a glass of water. Yang, water. Looked at T. What happened to Yang? How did he get this injury? T. Actually, we were returning home when a rival gang suddenly started firing and one bullet hit Yang. Cook, shocked. What? How did Yang get shot when you were there? If Yang can still get shot even with you beside him, then what's the point of you being there? What kind of sniper are you? Hobie placed his hand on Cook's shoulder. Shh. This isn't T's fault. T, guilt rushing over him. Sorry. Jin placed the empty glass on the center table. I'm completely fine. Sit down, all of you. Everyone settled on the floor. What's wrong with you all? You are not ordinary people. You are a mafias. Looked at Cook and Cook. None of this was T's fault. There were too many of them while we were only two. I was driving the car while T was fighting them alone. One bullet hit my upper arm. T took me to a doctor and got me treated. Everything is fine now. Small injuries like this happen all the time. There is no need to panic this much. June, Yang, come to your room with me and rest. Jin, I'm fine, June. The bullet hit me, but all of your brains stopped working. Anyways, among all this chaos, one very important thing happened. At the hospital, we found this child. His name is Minnie. He has no parents and his relative abandoned him there. The hospital staff wasn't treating him properly, so we brought him here with us. From now on, he will stay here with us. Does anyone have a problem with that? Hobby. No, we don't have any problem. Looked at Minnie. Poor baby, he is so tiny. Jin. The doctor said he is a premature baby, which is why he is weak. If he gets proper food and care, he will become completely healthy. June looked at T. T, go, freshen up. T, left without looking at anyone. June, I will bring lukewarm water from the washroom. I think we should give Minnie a sponge bath first. Left. Hobby, I will arrange new clothes and everything else for him. Left. Cook, Jin Hyang, you should change too. I will help you too. Cook carefully supported Jin and took him towards his room. Yoongi spread several cushions across the floor so that even if Minnie fell, he wouldn't get hurt. Then he quietly walked away. He directly entered T's room and saw him taking clothes out of his wardrobe. Yoongi walked closer and placed a hand on his shoulder. Yoongi, T turned towards him. Sorry, Hyang. I should have been more careful. Because of my carelessness, Jin Hyang got shot. Yoongi, stop blaming yourself. None of this was your fault. Don't take Cook's word to your heart. He only blamed you because he loves Hyang too much. You know how his temper is. Ruffled his hair. Cheer up and come outside. Quickly. I don't want to see your hanging face anymore. Got it? T smiled a little. Yes, Hyang. After some time, everyone gathered in the living room again. Minnie was still sleeping. Cook carefully helped Jin sit on the couch while Jungi sat beside Minnie. Hobie was receiving all the baby products he had ordered. Tea came out after taking a shower. June brought a small tub filled with warm water and placed it on the floor. Jungi dipped his hand into the water. The water is still too hot. June, no way. I mixed hot and cold water properly. Jin, you mixed it according to your body temperature. Your body can handle this water, but Minnie is too small. His skin won't be able to handle it. Cook, then let's add some ice cubes. I will bring them right now. Tea, there is no need for that. The water will cool down on its own in a while. Hobie excitedly entered carrying a huge carton box. Look, guys! Hobie's voice was so loud that Minnie stuttered. Awake, he slowly rubbed his eyes and sat up. Yoongi sarcastically looked at Hobie. Congratulations, you finally woke him up. Yoongi slowly lowered the carton box onto the floor. Oops, sorry. I just wanted to show everyone what I brought. I forgot Minnie was sleeping. Minnie slowly opened his eyes. He looked around and realized this wasn't the hospital where he used to stay. His eyes filled with tears, and just as he was about to cry, everyone rushed towards him and calmed him down. Hobie, hey baby, I'm sorry. I didn't want to scare you. Kneel down while holding his ears. June, it's okay, don't cry. Cook lightly slapped Hobie's shoulder. Why did you make him cry? Minnie became frightened seeing that. It reminded him how the nurse used to hit him. The same way, he started crying even louder. Yoongi, what are you all doing? Why are you scaring him? Jin softly called from the couch. Minnie, baby, why are you crying? Please don't cry. Minnie paused slightly after hearing a familiar voice and immediately turned towards Jin. T walked over and picked him up. The moment Minnie saw T, he quickly hugged him tightly and rested his tiny head against T's chest. T, rocking him gently. Why are you crying? No one will hear hurt you. You are safe with us now. Come, let me introduce you to my family, which is now your family too. After a few minutes, Minnie finally stopped crying after realizing he was in safe hands. T brought him back and carefully placed him on the floor near everyone. Jin patted Minnie's head. This is your new home. Come, let me introduce you to your family. I'm Jin. Minnie touched Jin's thigh. Jinny. Hobie. I'm Hobie. Look, I brought so many things for you. Showed him the huge carton box. Minnie touched Hobie's nose. Oppa! June. And I'm June. Minnie walked towards him and stood in front of his huge body. Big body! T. And you already met me. I'm T. Showed his boxy smile. Minnie. Bear! Cook flashed his bunny smile. And I am Cook, the youngest among them. I'm glad you came because now I'm not the youngest anymore. Minnie looked at his bunny teeth. Bunny! Yoongi, and I'm Yoongi. Stay far. Ah! Minnie. Kitty! Hugged his leg. Yoongi. Kitty? I'm not a kitty. Minnie jumping while clapping. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Cook smiled proudly. Look, even tiny Minnie knows you belong to the cat family while I am the real child. Yoongi mad. I'm not a cat and you belong to the garbage bin. Cook. And you belong to a kitten house. Joan. These two never look at the place or the timing. The moment they see each other, they start fighting like dogs and cats. Minnie walked to June and patted his shoulder. No doggy, cat, bunny, kitty, fighting, big body. Made a cute fighting pose. Jin, what did he say? June gently patted Minnie's cheek. I said those two fight like dog and cats, so he corrected me. He said they fight like bunny and kitty instant. Jin smiled softly. Oh, he's so cute. T, guys, if you all are done fighting, can we give Minnie a bath now? I can't stand looking at these dirty oversized hospital clothes anymore. Cook looked at Minnie, then at Yoongi. Okay, fine, truce. We will fight after that. Yoongi sat on the couch and looked at June. What's truce? June. Truce means an agreement to stop fighting for a period of time, like a ceasefire or a break. Yoongi. Can't he use simple words? Why does he always use such heavy vocabulary? I thought who knows what truce means. T gently held Minnie's hand. Minnie, it's time to take a bath and throw away these dirty clothes. Minnie scared. Minnie, no batty, leave Minnie. Panicked. Cook, what happened to him? He was happy just now. Why did he start screaming after hearing the word bath? Yoongi, maybe he doesn't like taking baths. Jin, or maybe the nurse never bathed him properly, so now he is scared. Hobie, Minnie, don't cry. If Minnie doesn't want a bath, then we won't force Minnie. Minnie, come here. Let's open this huge carton box. I brought all this for Minnie. Minnie walked to Hobie. Minnie? Hobie, only for Minnie. Opened the box and took out another small box. Here are Minnie's soft clothes. spread the clothes on the floor. Minnie, eyes sparkling. Minnie clothes? Minnie, all of these belong to Minnie. Do you want to touch them? Minnie, excitedly. Yes! Hobie picked up a onesie, then touched it. Minnie, no! Minnie, dirty, dirty. Shove, shove, clothes, dirty, dirty too. Hobie looked at June. What did he say? June, he said he's dirty. If he touches the clothes, they will become dirty too. Cook, nothing will happen. Minnie can touch the clothes. Picked another set. Touch it. Minnie stepped back. No, Minnie, no, dirty, dirty. T picked up the bottle of baby wash. Then come take a bath. After that, Minnie won't be dirty anymore. Open the bottle. Smell it. It smells so nice. Minnie walked towards him and sniffed it. How's it? Minnie, good, good. Minnie took the bottle from T's hand and ran towards Jin. Ginny, Minnie, pretty, good, please. Jin looked at June. What did he say? June smiled softly. He said to give him a bath and make him pretty using this body wash. Minnie again showed the body wash bottle to Jin. Please, Ginny, Minnie, pretty. Jin instantly melted, hearing Minnie's tiny please. Okay, come here. Let me remove your clothes and give you a bath. Stood up. June placed a hand on Jin's shoulder. Where are you going? You will sit here and only watch. Your 5 brothers are here to handle everything. Cook, June Yang is right. Jin Yang, just rest. Minnie, come here. Minnie ran to Cook and handed him the bottle of body wash. Bunny, fast. Minnie, pretty. No, wait. Cook, yeah, just wait a minute. Cook removed the oversized dirty hospital cloth while checking the water temperature. Minnie noticed June talking with Jin, T helping Hobie empty the carton boxes, and Yoongi busy scrolling through his phone. Since Yoongi was closest, Minnie grabbed his hand and Yoongi's thumb into his mouth and started it. Yoongi looked down at the tiny child who suddenly seemed exhausted. Yoongi slowly pulled back his thumb. Are you hungry? Jin, oh, how could I forget? He must be hungry. He hasn't eaten anything in so long. Yoongi, wait, let me prepare something for him. Stood up. But what should I prepare for him? Hobie, I ordered baby food too. Throw a box towards Yoongi. Prepare this. I hope he likes the taste. Yoongi, looked at Minnie. I will quickly prepare food for you. Jin, I think this water won't be enough to bath him properly. Tea, Cook, take Minnie to the washroom and give him a bath there. Cook picked Minnie up while Tea carried the tub towards the washroom. Yoongi turned towards Hobie and became shocked after seeing the amount of the stuff. Yoongi, all these things are for that little chick? Even I don't own these many things. Hobie, because you are not a baby. After a few minutes, Minnie came back wrapped in a fluffy towel in Tea's arm. Hobie dressed him in a cute penguin onesie. Now Minnie was extremely happy, wearing something soft for the first time. He wanted to run around and play, but his body didn't have enough energy. His eyes were already heavy with exhaustion. Soon Yoongi returned with the baby food and started feeding him. Minnie immediately liked the taste. Yoongi, how's it? Minnie, tasty, clapped happily and opened his mouth again. Ah! Yoongi smiled softly. Looks like he really loved it. Minnie suddenly stood up. Minnie, run, run! Kitty, catch, Minnie! Started running away. Chunky, hey, no! I'm not going to run behind you to feed you. Stood up and followed him. Come here and finish your meal. Minnie, while running, Kitty, catch, Minnie! Hobie looked at Jin. Hyang, you really brought a walking entertainment package for us. I have never seen Yoongi Hyang this active before. Cook, yeah, he keeps saying he won't run behind Minnie to feed him, but look at him now. Literally chasing him with a bowl. June, Yoongi Hyang isn't a heartless, he just pretended to be a stone-hearted. Minnie was running while giggling softly, but suddenly his tiny legs felt no energy and he fell onto the floor and started breathing heavily. His small chest moved up and down rapidly as if he couldn't breathe properly anymore. Everyone's expression immediately changed. Jung instantly dropped the bowl on the floor and rushed towards him. Jungi picked Minnie into his lap and rubbed his back exhaustedly. That's why I told you to not run. Look what you have done to yourself now. Minnie's eyes became glossy, looked dazed. His lips slowly turned dry while his tiny face became frighteningly pale. He kept blinking continuously just to keep their blurry face in sight. June looked at Minnie suspiciously. Why did his face suddenly turn pale? The doctor said he is just weak. Maybe that's why. Look how tiny he is. Hobie, also suspicious. But even weak children don't react like this. Look at his lips. They are completely dry. Jin, what are both of you thinking? He just needs proper nutrition and care. He will become healthy again. Looked at Hyungi. Do one thing. Take him to your room and feed him there peacefully. Looked at T and cook. Put all the things in the guest room for now. Looked at June. We need a proper room for Minnie. June, I will arrange everything. Time skipped after a week. In just 1 week, Minnie had blended into the mafia family so naturally that it no longer felt like he had arrived there only a few days ago. He was genuinely happy, and with his arrival, everyone else had unknowingly become happier too. Right now, Minnie was playing hide and seek with Teacook while Jin stood near the window quietly, watching them with a small smile. Jungi was sitting near the another balcony attending an important meeting on his laptop when suddenly Minnie came running towards him. Minnie, Kitty, Minnie, IT, fast. Jungi paused his meeting and looked at him. I don't understand your language. Go and bring your translator first. Minnie, big body, no, come home. Bears, bunny, come, Minnie, ID. Raised both his tiny hands. Jungi, I still don't understand what you are saying. Picked him up. I'm busy. I have work to do. Minnie immediately hid inside Jungi's trench coat. Shh. Placed his finger on his lips. No shape, bunny, bear, Minnie, ID here. T from afar. Minnie, where are you? Jungi immediately covered Minnie properly with his trench coat. Shh, be quiet, they are coming. Cook ran there. Jungi, have you seen Minnie? Jungi pretended to focus on his laptop. I'm busy in a very important meeting. Don't disturb me. Go away. T. Strange. Where could Minnie disappear in such a short time? Minnie innocently spoke from inside the trench coat. Minnie, no, Heidi, kitty, bunny bear, go out. Young immediately face-palmed himself. Hearing Minnie's voice, Teacock froze at their spot and slowly turned towards Yoongi. Cook, Hyang, you're cheating. T lifted Yoongi's trench coat. What's he doing here? Yoongi acted shocked. When did he come here? Minnie looked at Yoongi with her adorable, angry pout. Bad kitty, no help, Minnie. Punched his arm twice with his tiny fist. Bad kitty. Yoongi, why are you punching me? It's your fault. You spoke out loud, not me. Minnie kept hitting Yoongi while Yoongi argued back without understanding half of what he was saying. Teacock stood there laughing at their bickering. Just then Minnie suddenly heard the sound of Hobie's car outside. He immediately jumped off the couch and ran towards the door excitedly. Minnie, Oppa, big party, come home, sweet home, Minnie, come too. Cook, amazed, wow, it's only been 1 week and he already recognized our car sound too. T, maybe he has some special power, smiled softly. Minnie kept running, but suddenly his tiny body collapsed onto the floor again. He started breathing heavily as if he couldn't catch air properly. T and Cook and Yoongi immediately rushed towards him. Cook gently rubbed his chest and back. Breathe, Minnie. There is absolutely no need to run like this. Minnie looked towards the door with big glossy eyes. Hope, big bhakti. T, you want to go there? Come, I will take you. Picked him up in his arms and walked towards the entrance. Yoongi looked at Minnie worriedly. Why does he keep collapsing and breathing like this? I don't think he's just weak anymore. I'm sure there is something else wrong with him. I need to talk to Hyang about this. Before June could even ring the bell, Cook had already opened the door for him. Hobie was just about to call Minnie in his usual cheerful voice when Minnie shouted first in the most excited tone possibly. He stood near the door while June secretly hid one hand behind his back. Hobie, without looking down yet, Minnie spread his arms widely. Oppa, big party, come home, sweet home. Hobie looked down and immediately bent onto his knees. Oh, you are already here? Hugged him tightly. I missed you so much. But how did you know we were here? We didn't even ring the bell yet. Minnie, mish, Hobba, so much. Minnie, here, tutu, Minnie, ears. Hobba, cat, talkie, Minnie. Minnie, run fast. Hobba, big body, come home, sweet home. Hobie gently pinched his nose while looking at June, who was smiling brightly. Will you only smile or translate for me too? June, he said he missed us too. He heard your car sound with his two ears and immediately ran here to welcome both of us. June smiled warmly. How sweet he is. Minnie suddenly made a cute pout. Big body, no huggy, Minnie. Big body, no mish, Minnie. June, no, I missed Minnie too, but I can't hug Minnie right now because I brought something for Minnie. Wait, let me show you. First, close your eyes. Minnie immediately covered his eyes with his tiny hands. Minnie, eyes sleepy. His cute actions made both Hobie and June smile Fondly, June slowly brought the hidden hand forward. In his large, veiny hands rested a cute, smiley ball that looks tiny compared to his huge palm. June, okay, open your eyes now. Minnie slowly opened his eyes and gulped dramatically, seeing the beautiful ball. Wow! Pretty, pretty! June, look, Minnie, this is a ball. Now you don't have to play with yarn anymore. Minnie, this pretty, pretty ball, Minnie? Hobie gently shook his tiny ponytail. Yes, this pretty, pretty ball is for our cutie Minnie. Looked at June. Are you planning to hold it all day or will you finally give it to him? June, yeah, gave the ball to Minnie. Here, Minnie, it's yours now. Enjoy it. The same ball that looked so tiny in June's huge hands suddenly looked enormous once it reached Minnie's tiny arms. Minnie couldn't even hold it properly, yet his face lighted up with pure happiness. Minnie, big body, small ball, Minnie, big ball. June looked at Hobie, who was looking at him for translation. He is saying the ball looked small in my hands but became huge in his tiny hands. Hobie, obviously everything looks tiny beside your Hulk like body. Minnie hugged the ball tightly and started running towards the living room. Minnie, show Ginny pretty pretty ball. Ginny happy happy. Ginny ah. Minnie had barely taken a few steps when suddenly his body collapsed again. The ball slipped from his hand and rolled away. June and Hobie immediately rushed towards him. June quickly lifted Minnie into his arms and patted his cheeks repeatedly. June, Minnie, open your eyes, Minnie. Hobie, what happened to him? He was happy just a second ago. Held Minnie's tiny hand and started rubbing it. His hands are becoming cold. Hobie looked at Minnie's nail and froze. Why is his nails turning blue? June, I think we need to take him to the hospital immediately. Hobie, you are right. I will bring the car. You inform everyone and bring Minnie outside quickly. June immediately informed everyone, and within minutes, all of them rushed Minnie to the hospital in panic. June, doctor! A doctor immediately ran towards them and looked at the unconscious Minnie in June's arms. Doctor, oh no, what happened to him? Jin, he was happily running around, but suddenly he collapsed. After that, he didn't open his eyes again. The doctor didn't answer immediately. His expression slowly became serious. He carefully lifted Minnie's eyelid only to see pale, dry eyes underneath. Then he lifted Minnie's shirt and froze, seeing his waxy, translucent yellowish white skin along with his faint blush lips. He quickly checked Minnie's pulses. A visible horror appeared in his eyes. T. Doctor, what happened to him? He is fine, right? Doctor, oh my god, he is completely flatline pale. Turned towards the nurse. Call a pediatric code blue immediately. Turned towards the ward boy. Take him to the emergency room right now and put the oxygen mask on him immediately. The ward boy quickly took Minnie from June's arm and rushed away. Yungi, doctor, what happened to him? You sound worried. Is everything alright? Cook, yeah, tell us already what's wrong with him. Why are you taking so long to explain? Hobie, if you both stop talking for 1 second, then maybe the doctor actually answer. Doctor, please tell us what happened to Minnie. Doctor, first of all of you need to calm down. You brought the child here at the right time. For now, I can only tell you this, judging from the condition of his body, the child is suffering from an extremely severe blood deficiency. He appears to be a profound end stage anemic shock or possibly in a severe jaundiced state. To determine the exact disease, we will have to conduct several tests. Only after the test result arrive, we will able to tell you exactly what happened to him. Gently placed a hand on June's shoulder. Relax, your baby is in safe hands now. Please excuse us. Time skipped after a few hours. Minnie was still inside the PICU and hadn't regained consciousness yet. After waiting for hours that felt endless to them, the doctor finally called all six brothers into the cabin. Yoongi and Jin sat on the chairs while the rest stood around. June, how's Minnie now? Doctor smiled softly. He is much better than before. He is still weak, but his color is returning and he is breathing completely on his own now. The emergency blood transfusion worked perfectly. His heart is out of danger for now. He is resting safely in the pediatric ICU. T. When can we meet him? Cook. Is he awake now? Doctor. Not yet. He will regain consciousness a little while. Jin. Now tell us what exactly happened to him. The emergency room staff mentioned severe anemia. We have seen men become anemic after blood loss before. A few iron supplements and a streak always fix them. Doctor, I wish it were that simple, Mr. Kim, but Minnie isn't suffering from normal anemia. Hobie, there are different types of anemia too. Doctor slowly nodded. First, tell me, who is the child to all of you? Who is his father and where is his mother? She should be here too because she will have to take care of him carefully. T. Minnie's parents are no more. We adopted him a week ago. They told us he was a premature baby and several malnutrition. They said if we gave him proper nutrition and care, he would become healthy and normal like other children. Doctor, I don't know who told you that, but everything you were told is a lie. Minnie can never become healthy and normal like other children just through food and care alone. Sorry to say this, Mr. Kim, but you were deceived. Someone deliberately hid the truth from you before giving you that child. Yoongi, what do you mean by that? What truth was hidden from us? And why can't Minnie become healthy and normal like other kids? Doctor, because Minnie has a 100% genetic disorder called beta thalassemia major. Everyone froze. June, beta thalassemia major? What's that? Doctor, it's a severe inherited blood disorder. It happens when a child inherits two defective beta globin genes, one from each parent. Because of this, the body can't produce enough healthy hemoglobin. Cook, lack of hemoglobin means anemia, right? Doctor, not exactly. Let me explain it properly. Anemia simply means the body doesn't have enough healthy red blood cells or hemoglobin. That can happen due to poor diet, blood loss, iron deficiency, or many other reasons. In many cases, it's temporary and treatable. But Minnie's condition is completely different. He has beta thalassemia major, a genetic blood disorder. His body physically can't produce healthy hemoglobin properly. T. But how's that even possible? Doctor, think of red blood cells, RBC, as delivery vehicles. Hemoglobin is what allows those vehicles to carry oxygen throughout the body. Cook, and Minnie's body can't make those vehicles. Doctor corrected gently. Not enough healthy hemoglobin. Because of that, his red blood cells break down very quickly. His body constantly tries to replace them, but it can never keep up. Hobie, heartbroken. So that's why he's always tired and keeps collapsing while running. Doctor, exactly. Running increase the body's oxygen demand, but Minnie's body can't supply enough oxygen properly. That's why he became weak, breathless, and eventually faints. June, but if his body can't make hemoglobin properly, then how has he survived till now? Doctor, good question. When babies are born, they naturally carry something called fetal hemoglobin. This special type of baby hemoglobin comes from the mother's womb and temporarily protects them during infancy. For the first few months of life, babies don't fully rely on their defective adult hemoglobin genes yet. That's why Minnie survived initially. After that, someone must have been giving him regular blood transfusion to keep him alive. Blood transfusion temporarily provide healthy red blood cell, but those cells only survive around 120 days. Minnie's last transfusion period must have ended, which is why he collapsed today. Yungi, then can't we just keep giving him our blood? Jinhyang and I are O positive and everyone except T is A positive. Doctor, of course you can donate blood for him. In fact, he will need blood transfusion regularly for survival. Hobie, painfully. That means every few months he will have to stab him with needles just so he can stay alive. Cook, can't our blood be enough for him forever? Doctor, no, regular transfusion can only temporarily help him survive. They can never permanently cure him because his body will continue destroying those blood cells again and again. That's the real problem. Is his blood factory, his bone marrow. Imagine the bone marrow as a factory that produces blood. If the factory itself is defective, no matter how much blood you donate, the problem always returns. T. Then can't we fix the factory somehow? Medicine, surgery, bone marrow transplant? Can we donate our bone marrow to him? Doctor, Minnie's bone marrow isn't lazy. It's trying extremely hard to make blood, but it's following defective genetic instruction. That's the real problem lies inside his genes. June slowly lowered his head, and genes can't simply be rewritten. Jin face turned pale with fear. Then there is no permanent cure for him. He has to depend on transfusion for his entire life. His heart shattered imagining Minnie growing up surrounded by hospital needles, pain, and blood bags. Doctor softly smiled. There is a good news. Beta thalassemia major can now be fully treated. Everyone eyes instantly filled with hope. What? It's curable? Doctor, yes, but raising a child with genetic disorder won't be easy when you have no experience of handling small baby. You have to be very patient and hopeful for his treatment. Jin, we are ready to do anything. Just tell us about his treatment. Doctor, fine. There is an ultra advanced gene therapy called Zantanglo. It works by correcting the blood producing stem cells so the body can start making healthy hemoglobin on its own. However, it's extremely expensive. Right now, the United States is the primary country where Zintenglo is commercially available as an approved treatment for transfusion dependent beta thalassemia measure T. How much does it cost? Doctor, I don't know the exact amount, but approximately 2.8 to 3 million USD dollar. Hobie immediately spoke without hesitation. Don't worry about the money, just tell us one thing. Will it completely cure Minnie? Doctor, no treatment in this world comes with a 100% guarantee. It depends on how the patient's body responds. But if the therapy succeeds, Minnie's bone marrow can start producing healthy blood on its own and he may no longer need lifelong transfusions. Jin eyes slowly filled with tear of relief. How does the procedure work? How long does it take? What preparation do we need before taking him there? Doctor, I'm sorry, I don't know the complete procedural details myself. You will need to contact the hospital directly and speak with their specialists. They will guide you regarding appointments, documentations, treatment duration, and everything else. Relax for now, Minnie is stable. Jin immediately stood up. Thank you so much, doctor. All six brothers walked out of the cabin carrying both fear and hope. Jin looked towards me. Jin, you know what you need to do, right? T, eyes burned with fury. I know, Hyang. That doctor dared to hide Minnie's illness from us. I won't spare him. Cook, I'm coming too. Let's check how strong his bones really are. Both of them angrily walked away. Hobby, to take Minnie abroad, we will need his passport and legal document. But without proper adoption papers, we can't even process anything. Yungi, leave that on me. I will talk to our lawyer. He will definitely find a way. Come with me. Hobie and Yungi immediately left. June, I will contact the hospital the doctor recommended and speak with their specialists about further formalities. Jin slowly nodded. And I'm going to the PICU. If Minnie wakes up alone, he will definitely get scared and search for us. With that, all six brothers silently divided their responsibilities and left to fight for the tiny child who had unknowingly become the heart of their home. Tikokri is the same small hospital from where Jin and T had brought many a week ago. Their faces were cold, but their eyes were burning with rage. Without wasting even a second, they walked straight towards the child care department head's cabin. Head scared. You? He calmly pulled the chair and sat down, crossing his legs while Cook locked the cabin door from inside. Within the next second, Cook grabbed the head by his collar and violently slammed him against the wall. The head was screaming, but Cook punched him repeatedly before smashing his head against the wall. Head begging desperately, Please leave me. Why are you beating me? What did I do? T slowly stood up and walked towards him. Then he harshly grabbed the head's hair and forced him to look up at him. T, you lied to us and you still have the audacity to ask what you did? Tell us everything. Who is Minnie? Where are his real parents? And why did you hide from us that he has beta thalassemia measure? Cook, press the against the center of the head's forehead. He won't open his mouth this easily. Head, crying in fear. Don't press the trigger. I will tell you everything. T left his hair. Speak. Head. Minnie is a surrogated child of a foreign couple. Minnie's surrogate parents were extremely poor. I was the one who convinced the surrogate mother to carry the baby by tempting her with a huge amount of money. When she was 8 months pregnant, the foreign couple suddenly contacted me saying they no longer wanted the child. They didn't explain the reason at first. By then, it was already too late for abortion. I myself didn't know about the disease beforehand. After Minnie's birth, I somehow convinced the surrogate parents to keep him for some money. But later, they found out about Minnie's genetic disorder. At that time, they were expecting their biological child on their own. They became scared that their unborn child might also have the same disease. So they gave Minnie to me and shifted to another city. Cook, how can those people even call themselves humans? T, didn't you file a police complaint? Doctor, if I had gone to the police, I would have been trapped too. My medical license would have been cancelled. I illegally arranged surrogate mother for IVF centers. T, then why did you lie to us? Doctor, I thought if I told you the truth before Minnie's illness, then you wouldn't take him away. I got greedy. Please forgive me, please. T, forgive you? You are a doctor yet played with innocent lives for money. You sold a sick child like an object. People like you don't deserve forgiveness. Cook put his in between his brows. Goodbye. It's time for you to go to the hell. Shoot him. They ordered their men to safely transfer the patient to another hospital and shoot them who were involved in this illegal work. Time skipped after a year. Minnie's treatment didn't happen magically overnight. It was a long war fought drop by drop, needle by needle. For exactly 6 months, the United States became their home. During these months, Minnie still needed blood transfusion. Every 2-3 weeks, one of the brothers sat with Minnie in their lap while he was taking the blood transfusion, and the rest were trying to distract his attention. He underwent 4 days of heavy conditioning chemotherapy to wipe out his old broken bone marrow to make room for the new cells. The chemotherapy completely dropped his blood counts to zero. During these months, Minnie needed massive amount of blood transfusion, platelets and plasma, sometimes almost daily because his blood had stopped making any blood at all. That was a very emotional phase for everyone. Minnie was bald, weak, throwing up from nausea and stabbed to constant IV lines. The brothers took shift, staying in the hospital room, holding his hand, cleaning his sweat, and whispering to him through their tears to keep him fighting. Finally, after the 5th month, the miracle happened. His body made his first independent red blood cell. After a final month of monitoring to ensure his blood counts were stable and rising naturally, the medical board officially signed the discharge papers. Minnie was declared permanently cured. But that didn't mean Minnie was completely healthy. For the next 6 months, the brothers were extremely careful with Minnie's diet, exercise, medicines, and other nutrient supplements. And after a whole year of patience and suffering, Minnie was now completely healthy, like a normal child of his age. Now he could form his sentence. He didn't need a translator anymore. He could run, jump, scream, everything. They admitted Minnie to school, and tomorrow would be his first day of his school. Minnie was very excited. So were the Mafia brothers. T was covering his books. June was writing his name on the books and notebooks. Cook was ironing his school uniform. Hobby was packing his cute school bag and showing him his cute water bottle and pencil case. Jungi was polishing his tiny shoes and Jin was running here and there, feeding Minnie his dinner. T smelled the book. The smell of new books has his own charm. I really liked it. June selecting the name slip to write Minnie's name. Hobie Hang, you brought so many name slips that I can't understood which one I should stick. Hobie placing the books in the bag. Stick whichever one is super cute. Cook while ironing the school uniform. That's a problem, Hobie Hang. June Hang suffers from cuteness. You brought so many cute name slips that poor June Hang can't select one. Jungi laying on the floor. I'm tired. I need food. Jin running with a bowl. Minnie, stop running and finish your meal first. Minnie while running. Minnie has to check the process of the mission the first day of the school. Went to tea. Bear, what's this? You only covered one book? How lazy you are. Cute angry pout. Tea acted scared. No, I covered all the books and notebooks. Look, Hobie Hang is putting them in your bag. Minnie went to Hobie. Oppa, does Bear say the truth? Hobie, absolutely. Look, showed him his bag. Here are all your books and notebooks. Now let me show you how you should open your water bottle. Press this button and it will open. Minnie, this button? Press the button and a straw popped out. Yay! Happily clapped. Minnie loves this water bottle. Hobie ruffled his hair. I'm glad that you like it. Minnie went to June. Big Body, what are you writing? June looked at Minnie. It's your name. Now your books won't get mixed with other students. Minnie, wow, Big Body's writing is so pretty. June smiled. One day your handwriting will be the prettiest in our family. Don't worry. Minnie went to Cook. Minnie's school uniform? Cook showed Minnie his well ironed school uniform. It's ready. Look, Minnie will look the best student in it. Minnie went to Yungi, who was laying on the floor. Ah, lazy kitty sleeping, not polishing Minnie's shoes. Kicked him. Lazy kitty, get up, polish Minnie's shoes. Yungi sat up. I already polished the shoes. Can't you see them? Minnie picked his shoes. Minnie can't see Minnie's face in them. Yungi, because they are shoes, not mirrors. If you want to see your face, go and look in the mirror. Minnie threw the shoes on Yungi. Polish them. Yungi threw them somewhere in the hall. Now I won't do anything. Minnie puffed his cheeks and looked at Jin. Ginny, look, lazy kitty isn't polishing Minnie's shoes. Everyone does their work perfectly except this lazy kitty. Jin, Yungi, polish the shoes. It's Minnie's first day of school. Don't show laziness. Yungi, I won't do anything. This little chick started ordering me. Minnie, then Minnie will eat all the tangerine alone. Yungi, you think I am scared of you because you have the key of the cabinet where my tangerine are kept? Minnie.
Then fine, Minnie will give all the tangerine to the cat uncle.
Walk towards the door. Yungin. Fine. If you are begging like this, I will polish your shoes. Crawl towards the shoes and started polishing them. T. Whispering to Jin. Is this begging? Jin smiled. No, this is a deal between them. Looked at everyone. If you all are done with your work, let's have our dinner. Yungi and Minnie will come later. Time skipped in the morning. Everyone was standing outside the school while Minnie happily walked inside holding his teacher's hand. Minnie waving his hand.
Bye bye. Minnie will study hard, make lots of friends, and come back fast.
Everyone smiled while waving their hands. Bye bye, Minnie. Best of luck. We will come to pick you up. They brought Minnie home thinking they were giving an abandoned baby a better life. But in reality, that tiny child taught ruthless mafias the true meaning of patience, family, and unconditional love. People say money and power cannot buy happiness, and maybe that's true. But sometimes money and power can become the reason someone survives long enough to finally find happiness. In a cruel world that abandoned an innocent child because of his genetic disorder, six feared mafias choose to fight against fate itself just to keep his tiny heart beating. And in the end, the child who was once left behind became the brightest happiness of their entire world. Sometimes the children abandoned by the world become the very reason broken people learn how to love again. Illness does not make a child a burden, it simply reveals who truly has the heart to protect and care for them. True strength is not measured by power, violence, or wealth, but by the patience, kindness, and devotion it takes to stand beside someone vulnerable every single day. Through illness may weaken the body, genuine love can heal wounds far deeper than any disease. The end. Author's note. That's it for today. I hope you all liked it. It was the requested story for one shot. I hope I didn't disappoint you. In the previous story, I received a comment saying that I seem to know a lot about illness. Honestly, I thought you all might get bored of reading about the same illness again and again. So I decided to research different illness and create stories around them. Through this, you not only get entertainment but also learn a little about various diseases, their treatments, and the new technologies that are making it possible to treat even life threatening conditions today. Knowledge is always a good thing to have. I hope you all enjoyed it. We will meet soon with new stories. Till then, take care of yourself. Love you all. If you like this story, then please do like, subscribe, share, and comment. I assure you that you will never gonna regret on your decision. Thanks for watching.